Mini 2017 Mini Cooper S Clubman. We've got some front pads to change on here. So today's video is about how to change the pads on a F54 Mini Cooper S Clubman. They're all pretty much the same because they're all run on the same front end, but just to say this is on the Mini Clubman. So first of all, I need to get my orange gloves on. So these Minis, the trick with the front disc pads, front brake pads, is that you really want to change them before the sensor goes on in the car, because once the sensor goes, it's worn through and you've got to replace the sensor. So if you do it a little bit early, then you don't need to replace the sensor, which is just one less thing you need to replace. So there's no sensor on in the car here, but the car's saying we've got 2,500 kilometers left. So let's get straight to the point. Let's change this now. So we need to jack the car up. Now, the handbrake's on. Okay, so just make sure you put a chock behind it if you're on a hill. We're on a bit of a slope here, and just make sure you've got a chock. The handbrake is on because we're doing the front brakes. So the handbrake's on, we should be fine, but I just put a chock for double safety. So first things first, we've got to jack it up. So get your jack. You've got under here, this is your jacking point here. You've got one at the back and one at the front. So even though we're doing the front, we're going to jack it up at the back because I'm going to show you a little trick. So these Minis are so stiff, you put that there on the back, and then I start jacking it up, look. Make sure it's in the middle there, look. There we are. And now I'll just keep jacking it up. Jack. See, look. Now you can see here, we've jacked it up at the back, but the front wheel is off the ground. See, we've got the front jacking point here. So now we can put our axle stand on the front jacking point. Here. On to that stand. Now we're here. So now what we can do is take the wheel off. So first things first, because I'm a bit weak, we're going to put a little pad here so I don't hurt my knees. I'll put a link to all these tools in the description. So now this is my best tool. I'll get a link to this in the description, but we're going to quickly take the wheel off now. 1, 2, 3. I've already taken one off. Look how quick that is. It's worth the wait. So as normal practice, I put this under the car just in case something fails. There you are. That's under the car. So what we've got to do now, this is your caliper, and we've got to take the caliper off here, and then we can change the pads and put the caliper back on again. So the way we take the caliper off is we've got a bolt here and a bolt here, and by the feel of it, they're either 13 or 12 mil. So let me go and get a socket for that. It's a 13 mil socket. Okay, now these are not done up very tight. The 13 on there. So look, just undo it. There, look. All right. So what they can do is they're spinning here. But you can see there, it's spinning. So there you just need to put yourself I think it's a 17 mil on there, and that will stop that turning. You put yourself a 17 mil spanner on there, and then we can just undo that, and it won't hey, look, hold the spanner. I'll just turn that like that. There we are. We've got one off there, look. Same on the bottom then. There we are. Yeah, that bolts out. Okay, so this is the sensor here. Now normally your light comes on once these have worn through, but because we're doing this a little bit early, it hasn't worn through, so we're saving our sensor. So that's something worth thinking about. So now we've undone these two bolts, one here and one here. So you now need to get yourself like one of these little levers like this, and we can take this caliper out. Now what you need to do, look, is you put this here, and we can gently lever the caliper off, look, like that. See? And we can push the caliper off. There we are. Now, the trick is, before this caliper comes right off, you need to have somewhere to hang it. So you always want to find somewhere to hang your caliper. So we can hang it up here, probably. So we need to get yourself a little cable tie. We put it through there, and then the caliper's just not hanging on that cable. Right, so this is what's called an Austrian cable tie. Couldn't find any cable ties, so just going to use a log there, and then I can take that off there, look, and we just stand it on the log. Okay, so that log is taking the weight, so this here has not got any stretch on it. What I did manage to do there, look, is break the sensor. So the sensor's come off, so I need to get myself a new sensor anyway. So we need to get a new sensor ordered. But anyway, so now what we can do is take these brake pads off. Now let's just hope the ones we've ordered are the same as this one. But so before we actually take them off, I'm just going to check against the ones that we've ordered. Get it off, we just tap it like that, look. And we put this in here. There we are, and that's one pad off. Not a lot left on there. Let's get the other one off. Look at that, cool, there's hardly anything on there. And the sensor, we're saying there's 2,500 on that. So, yeah, okay, so let's go and get our new pads. All right, so these are the new pads. Put a link to these in the description as well. Let's just check that there. There we are. Look at that, nice set of Bosch pads. Ooh, look at them. That just shows you how thick they should be. Yeah, and that shows you what they are at the moment. So there's a bit of room there. So I get in there, I get some new bolts. You don't have to use those, but they've got Loctite on them, so they're worth putting new bolts in. Okay. So these are handed. So that one there is the one that has the sensor, and the one that has the sensor goes on that side. Before we put them in, what we have to do is clean up these grooves here and make sure there's no stuff in there, because this is where the pads move in and out. Okay, so let's just get some, I've got a little wire brush and I'll clean those up. I've used this brush here, look, to clean all that there. I've done it on the top one there, same on the ones behind, top and bottom. Now when you're brushing this, you've got a lot of dust. Now whatever you do, don't breathe that in, so have a mask on, or make sure you don't breathe this in, because this is all brake dust, which is not particularly good for your lungs. Now this is the time, it's really important, don't just change your pads. These are really important, that these move. And these are your sliders, which means that when your brake pads wear, that your caliper can move. And if these don't move nicely, you'll find what will happen is you'll use pads more on one side. If you notice, the pad was used more on one side than the other, which means I probably need to take these out and grease them up. So the way you take them out is you just pull like that. There's a rubber seal and that comes off. So we're just going to put a bit more grease on there and then put them back. So now what we're going to do is take a clean cloth and we'll just clean this up, and then we'll put a little bit of grease on it. So these must always move. Okay, so I put some anti-seize on there, put a link to that, and then that will go back on there, look. Nice, and then you pop the rubber on it. That's good, so we know that works. This one, I'll do the same with that. I'll clean that up and put some anti-seize on it. Interesting, that one's a slightly different shape, so don't get them mixed up. So I'll put some anti-seize on that. Okay, that's done. Pop that in there. Make sure you can put your, there we are. Put your, right, so we basically, what we'll do is we'll put a tiny bit on here, both sides, so that doesn't seize up, and then we can put our pads back on. And remember, you put one, that's for the sensor, so that goes on this side. This one without the sensor, and that goes opposite. So don't put two with the sensor on one side, just put one like that and one like that. Anti-seize there on that side, on that edge, on that, just that little bit there and there. Okay, so now we can put this back into here. Okay. So when you put it in, if you know, they're like little springs there. So you basically, you put that bottom edge in first, and then you can push that down like that, look, and it pops in. And same with this top one, I need two hands for that. Yes, it's popped in there like that. Now we haven't got the sensor, so I'm going to have to wait for the sensor, but I can pop the sensor in later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire this up just so that the sensor light doesn't come on. So I'm going to show you how to make sure the sensor light doesn't come on. Here's the other one, and I've put a bit on that edge, that edge, that edge, and that edge. So now you can see this one. You put it in like that, and now you see that's looking here, then you push it that way, look, and it goes in. Lovely. Right, now we can't put the caliper back on at the moment because the caliper piston will be pushing out. As you see, it's out like that. We need to now push that piston back in that way. Now we're resting the caliper on the top here, so what we need to do is push this in. Now you can use all sorts of things to push that in, but we're going to use an old pad like that. Well, you can put it this way if you want to be correct, put it like that, and then we're going to use a clamp. I want to squeeze like that. Now you don't need to take the cap off of your reservoir under the bonnet, because that does have a little vent anyway, because otherwise you'd get a vacuum when your pads go like that. So it's safe just to push that back like it is. What you'd want is a setup like this, either a G clamp or just one of these clamps here. We do that, and then we just keep clamping it until we push that piston back in. It won't go quickly because it's a slow process. You just leave the pressure and it'll slowly go in. Slowly, slowly, as they say. catchy monkey. Okay, so that's been pushed all the way back like that. So we can now, like, that comes off. And that does look. And you can see that's pushed all the way there. Now just before, we can just clean that a little bit with the wire brush like that. Just clean up that surface there as well, so that it's all nice and flat for the new pads. That's all nice and clean like that. That's clean, and that's clean. So now we can just put a little bit of grease on there, just around here, because that's where the pads are gonna, with the caliper, and that'll just stop that sort of chafing. So look, the caliper goes on really easy. That slips on like that. So now we can put our bolt in that one and bolt in the bottom one. Okay, so we've done those up tight, top and bottom. So we can take those off. So we've now got that on. Now, normally you clip in your new sensor, but we haven't got that. We've just got this here. So what I'm going to do now is bare those back and join them together. Sometimes you need to join them, sometimes you don't need to join them. We'll see what we need to do. So the way these sensors work is that it's a continuous circuit. So you've got two wires in here, if I can get the other one back out. There's your two sensor cables. So the way these work on the BMW is that's a continuous circuit. So basically your sensor, as it wears down, eventually it breaks through and it makes these two. So right like this is now, the light will come on the dashboard. So if I just bare those back and join them together, then the light will stay off. So I'm going to do that now temporarily until we fit a new sensor, but then the light won't come on in the dashboard. I've bared those two back. See two cables there, so I'm just going to join those together by actually just wrapping those two together. So let me do that together. They've been bound together. So I'm just put some tape around that, and that means the light won't come on the dashboard. Just put a bit of tape on that. That's good. And then what we can do, make sure I've got actually a bit of cable tie, and we can just cable tie that up there, and then we're good. And we know then to replace that. So don't do this at home, but that's just if you haven't got a sensor cable when you change your pads. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly go and do the other side, and then once I've done the other side, stick with us because we'll go inside and we'll show you how to reprogram the computer that you've changed your pads, because the computer light comes on once the computer thinks that your pads are about to wear out, regardless of whether your sensor goes on. So now what we need to do is take the wheel back on, screw the wheel back on, and take it off the jack and things like that, but you don't need to see me do that. So I'm going to go over and do the other side now. Okay, look, I've just put the side, just keep that up, and then I'll just get my pliers here, look. Cut that off. Okay, so that's good until I get my new sensor. About to do the other side. Look, my glove ripped, so I've now got one with a glove and one without, so that hand's going to get really dirty because I don't have any more gloves left. If you want to supply me with gloves, I really appreciate it. Okay guys, this is actually really worrying. These are the pads from the other side, look. Look, there's nothing on them. I mean, literally, this lady had, look at that. She didn't have long, and the lights never came up on the computer, look. That was so close to going onto the discs, and then she'd trash her discs. Basically, yeah, keep a visual look on your pads just by looking through the rims. Okay? A bit shocking that, actually. Okay, there's a lovely leg there. It's not mine, it's a female leg, but just before you set off now, pump the brakes, because you've had your calipers, you've pushed the calipers out, and you need to just pump the brakes to make sure that's right. Keep it a few more times, pump it so that you've got a tight pedal. There we are. All you're doing now is pushing those calipers tight against your pads are tight against your discs. Okay, so that should be good to go now. So what we're going to show you next is going to show you how to just reset your limits on your computer. So we want to reset warning in here because we put new pads on. So you just turn it on, so you got your ignition on. Okay, so now what we do is we flick through this. This is the brake fluid. Here we are. This is the reset 2000. This is the bremser. Okay, so now what we do, I think we push that, hold it down, reset Durchfahren. Yeah, it's 2000 kilometers, and then we have to, I think, hold our hand on it. Here we are. It's asking me yes, and then hold it. There you are. It's resetting itself. Reset nicht erfolgt. Now that has just proved the point. So what they don't tell you is that you can't do that while the handbrake is on. So you have to take the handbrake off. Once the handbrake is off,
Make sure you're in park. Now we'll try it again. Scrolling through it, that's the brake fluid. We're not going to reset that. There we are. Now it's not red because it wasn't warning us, it was just telling us. Right, so now we hold that, hold it down. Now it's asking, do I want to reset it? I'll go, yeah, hold it down. Now it's resetting itself, reset lauf, and hopefully it should reset. Yes! Right, it's reset. So the trick is, you cannot do it. It will not reset if you've still got your handbrake on. So you've got to turn your handbrake off, but obviously make sure it's in park, okay?